From the Fans Talk Podcast family at fanstalkpodcast.com, this is episode 30 of Fans Talk TNA. This week, we'll cover the May 15th, 2015 episode of Impact Wrestling on Destination America, as well as the rest of news and notes that happened this week. My name is Garvin, and with us, as always, is Nick. Say hello, Nick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now, if you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, you can find us at fanstalktna.com. There's a full archive, all the subscription links, ways to support us. Definitely support us if you can. Click the big green button. That'll take you to our Patreon page, where you can subscribe for a small monthly fee. It's very nice. Very nice for you to do that. Again, fanstalktna.com. So, Nick, I know we got a shortened schedule, so let's try to run through this. What happened this week on Impact Wrestling? It was hashtag Hardcore War, as well as the return of Mike Tenay on commentary. We'll start off with the best Broman. Robbie E., Jessie Godderz, they finally rekindled that feud, and we got to see who the best Broman was. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this was a neat little best of 5 match, I guess. Really entertaining to watch. I'm kind of surprised that they're going with Robbie as a face. Not only as the face, but the better wrestler. And we also saw a nasty side of Jessie that I don't think we've seen before. So yeah, both guys are advancing as characters, and I like it.
Yeah, overall, I was kind of surprised that they went in this direction. But yeah, it was basically Robbie E. defeating Jessie Godderz with a roll-up in 5 seconds, and then they restarted the match, and Robbie E. won again in 10 seconds, and then again won in about 30 seconds. And yeah, it was kind of strange that Robbie E. got put over as the better of the two, but I'm glad they did. I mean, that does add some legitimacy to Robbie E. and his that video package that he came out with, months ago. So I'm hoping. Mm-hmm. Hoping this is all tied together and this is how they're moving forward with it. So, outside of that, we got the tag team championship race, the Wolves versus the Dirty Heels, the first match of the best of 5 series. Wolves won the first match. Overall thoughts on how these two teams are doing?
It was excellent, pretty much as we both expected. I like that the Dirty Heels lived up to part of their name. I doubt they'll be turning full heel, but just for the purposes of the match dynamics, it was pretty nice to see. And just like commentary, I'm expecting this to go the full 5 matches.
Yeah, it was a great match. Overall, the Wolves really showed that they could hang with that top team. You look at Bobby Roode and you look at Austin Aries, and they're both 2 of the top guys in the company. So yeah, I thought it was a fantastic match. I did like the teamwork of the Dirty Heels, how they work together. It fit very well. So yeah, I'm excited to where this goes. Do you think it's going to go to the full 5 matches?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. All right, we got some more progress in the Revolution versus Magnus feud, and actually, we found out that it really isn't the Revolution versus the Magnus feud. It's just James Storm versus Magnus. Revolution came out. They attacked Magnus for Magnus's attacks on James Storm the week before. So afterwards, James Storm basically berated the group and said, do not do anything that I don't ask you to do. This is between James Storm and Mickie James. So what's your take on this? Because this is different than what like where we expected this to be going.
Yeah, this threw me for a little bit of a loop because, yeah, I don't know. You would think that Storm would want to do anything to get Magnus out of the way, but I guess it depends on whether or not Mickey's watching. If she sees the Revolution come out and beat the tar out of Magnus, I guess that would be interpreted as Storm sending them to do his dirty work. And yeah, that would kind of shoot himself in the foot a little bit as far as him winning her over.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it's going in this direction because you did expect the Revolution to get involved, and for James Storm to say this isn't about the Revolution, this is outside of that. It does throw me through a loop as well, just because that's not where I expected this to go. But maybe it's just one of those mind games, like you're saying. Maybe he needs to save face in the eyes of Mickie James to continue his path on whatever this strategy is, and where this is going next.
Yeah, it's wheels within wheels. Storm is definitely playing the long con here.
Okay. We saw some more Knockouts Championship race stuff. First of all, Rebel returns. So Rebel teamed up with Brooke to take on the Dollhouse. How did Rebel look for you?
Pretty decent. I'm not entirely sure how much better she's gotten as a wrestler, but yeah, she's decent at least. And I personally enjoyed the fact that she's adopting the FFG. She and Chrissy do have a lot of history together. That they are friends. I think they met as cheerleaders for the Dallas Cowboys.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, when you think about that angle, that makes a lot of sense. And I think with some practice, she could really pull it off. This first time she did look shaky going up, but again, with practice, I think that'll get better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Rebel. She didn't look that great as far as wrestling goes, but overall, I'm interested in where this actually goes, because it's like, when you look at Rebel and how Rebel is acting now, completely different than her character in the Menagerie, but commentary continued to talk about her history in the Menagerie. So it's like she has separated herself from it, but they haven't completely separated her from that backstory. So, but yeah, just to have her there, partner it up with Brooke, I thought was an interesting combination. But it is good that they brought in Rebel, again to see what she can really do as a wrestler, because we really haven't seen that. I think it was like her first or second match that she got hurt.
Yeah,
so, but we'll see. Dollhouse now are doing some backstage segments with Taryn Terrell, pillow talk style segments. I'm kind of weirded out by this, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but it really, like right now, they're going the super almost sexually oriented route of things, of like very sexy settings and whatnot. And that wasn't the impression I got when they first got in. Like I thought, like the impression I got was like they were very like childlike almost. So now that we're going in this direction, I feel weird.
Yeah, that is a really odd transition. Like I do like the fact that they kind of quote unquote grew up a little bit, because they really played the child that like angle really heavy that first time.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, this is a really weird place to go to so soon after that. And I'm not entirely sure I dig it.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, it feels like it's out of nowhere. Like now Taryn is trying to, I mean, she's suggesting that she's going to try and take Robert Irvine from Gail, or at least like she's meeting with Robert and this is what she's wearing and it's this lingerie. And I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah. I like the suggestion of mind games that Taryn's trying to get in Gail's head, but it doesn't appear to be working. So no,
it just feels weird. It feels awkward. Especially cause like his daughters are involved. I don't know. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. It's just awkward for me. But, outside of that, we had a lot of build for the World Championship race this week. Mainly, this was again, #hardcore war, which ended up being, for the most part, a lethal lockdown match without the cell.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had basically like a lot of segments that built this up, where Kurt Angle was talking with Chris Melendez, and then their partnership with the Rising, BDC got involved, EY got involved, obviously. So there was a lot of build on that side of things. Also, as far as this match goes, it was again, Team Angle versus Team EY. Team Angle was Drew and Micah from the Rising. Bobby Lashley made his return for this. And then, of course, Angle. Team EY was the BDC and Bram along with EY. So, out of those two teams, I mean, do you like that, Bram joined back in, that Lashley returned to join in this overall feud?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's been too long since we've seen both those guys, Bram and Lashley, and I don't necessarily know where they'll go after this, but I'm certainly intrigued.
Yeah, my only issue here is Bram feels like this floater. They need an angry guy to fill in somewhere. EC3 did this. Now EY's doing this. They're bringing this guy in because like they need that angry bad guy, and then like nothing ever comes of it. They lose, or he just doesn't have like that big of a factor in it. So I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like he's out of place just because they really haven't. They've defined him as this angry guy that can do a lot of bad things, but then it just never progresses in a positive way for me.
Yeah, I think the Madman for Hire gimmick can work, but they have to actually make it a gimmick for that to happen, not just something born of happenstance. Like they actually have to put a little work and thought into it. And I really hope they do, or at least I really hope Bram does get something solid that he can run with for a month or two.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing that it's not happening.
It just feels like he's filler though. I mean, like you said, if he is like this guy for hire, and he is a critical part of that match or whatever they're doing, I think that'd be really cool, but he's not. He's just kind of there and he's not really involved in anything major. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of strange, almost like a missed opportunity every time that they bring him out for some reason. But we did see Team EY win, so EY did pick up a win over Angle, at least in the sense of Team EY versus Team Angle. But they did something that we were kind of hoping for, and that was EY pinned Chris Melendez, stole his leg from him, and used that as a weapon on Kurt Angle. What did you think about the spot?
I thought it was entirely fitting. It was just appropriate. It might not be the most imagined thing. The guy with prosthetic leg walks in, prosthetic leg is taken and used to beat the crap out of somebody. But yeah, it totally fits.
It might not be innovative, but he did use the leg to choke out Kurt Angle. It wasn't just hitting Kurt Angle with the leg. That's one thing. We've seen stuff like that before. But to use it as, a submission device, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, next week, they're going to replay last year's Slammiversary. So we've got a bit of a break. I think we might take a break as well. We really haven't decided. It just kind of depends on what news comes out about TNA over the next week. But the following week, the first Wednesday in June, I believe that's June 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Double check that. Yeah, June 3rd. Is going to be the new place for TNA on Destination America. They're moving back to Wednesdays. That's probably going to alter our recording schedule as well, but we'll figure that out when we get there. What was your win of the week, Nick?
I've got two wins. The first is Jessie Broman is best Broman. Again, I really like the character development and the advancement of this story. Also, again, like I said earlier, I like that Rebel's adopting the FFG. Obviously, they're going to change the name, but it was a neat move and Christy used it. I think Rebel can make it her own.
Yeah, I'm definitely into the Bromance feud as well. That's going to be my win of the week. Just, how easy it looked for Robbie E to pick up those wins. That's an odd statement, that like I don't think we've ever said that before as far as like how good and natural and, right it felt for Robbie E to pick up the wins as fast as he did. And then, just Jessie's reaction, I thought was great. And then the attack, just everything about that feud right now is working for me. So that's my win of the week as well. Fails. What was your fail of the week?
I'm going to give my fail to the new Dollhouse team. It's just too slow. It's a buzzkill.
It is Doll Parts by Hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was strange that they did pull that out. Most likely that has something to do with the partnership between TNA and Billy Corgan. That's the only thing I could think of. But
Possibly.
I thought it was odd too. I actually like their song as it is. So I was surprised they went there. My fail is that Anderson versus EC3 is going to continue. We got to see some more progression of that, but it was, Tyrus basically made to look like a fool and, pick up another loss. Cause that's all Tyrus does is he looks kind of beastly, but then in the end, just can't win.
Yeah. I'm not really happy with any part of that myself.
All right. So final thoughts?
Nope. That's it. All
right. Again, this was a quick episode. We had a little schedule, thing come up. So anyways, overall, I thought it was a good episode. I believe this was the first episode that we saw under, the new agreement with Billy Corgan. I really didn't see anything new for me, at least, except for what they're doing with Dollhouse. So I don't know if that's related to him or if that's just the natural progression of where they were going originally. But, I'm sure starting the next Wednesday. So, June 3rd is when we'll really start to see some new stuff that Billy Corgan wanted to bring in. So we'll see.
Yeah, hope so.
But thanks for joining in on the conversation once again. If you're listening on YouTube, continue the conversation in the comment section. You can also leave comments on fanstalktna.com. If you're listening on demand through a podcast player or SoundCloud, you can reach out to us on G+, Twitter, Facebook, even on Instagram. Head on over to fanstalktna.com for all of those links. We've also got the full archive as well as links to our Patreon. That is the most direct way that you guys can support us is through the Patreon account. So, patreon.com/fanstalk. Again, fanstalktna.com has all of those links. And if you can leave a rating review, if you're on iTunes, that always helps us. So anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. No, maybe we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. You'll see. You'll see us when you see us. Bye-bye.
Now let's go.